So we got number 12 ranked Merab Dvalishvili versus number 13 ranked Cody Stamann fighting in the bantamweight division right now, man. And so we have a wrestler versus a wrestler, but more specifically, we have a combat sambo silver medalist in Merab Dvalishvili versus a former NCAA D2 wrestler in Cody Stamann. Now, generally speaking, I would say, okay, well, when you have two wrestlers, generally you might see like a kickboxing match, right? They might just equal each other out. But Merab Dvalishvili is a different beast, man. His nickname is the Machine for a reason. This dude, talk about cardio. I talked about weaponizing pace. Oh, man. So what I needed to note on this one, AJ, is that if you look back, right, if you do a little bit of history and you say, you know what, man, I want to look into what kind of animal is this dude Merab, right? I went and I looked back how he faced against another wrestler in Ricky Simone. And it was Ricky Simone's UFC debut. Merab Dvalishvili, he already had like a one fight prior. And I'll tell you what, Merab Dvalishvili, not only did he win the takedown battle 6-2, I believe, against Ricky Simone. He was piecing him up on the feet, man. He outstruck him by like 30 blows, something crazy like that. So this dude's wrestling is different level. It's like truly next level. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to walk forward. He's going to throw spinning roundhouse kicks. He's going to pick you up, slam you, mat return after mat return after mat return. What can Cody Stamann do on the feet to kind of discourage Merab from trying to just shoot in a million times? Because let me just note this, man. Cody Stamann, he averages 3 takedowns per fight. That's super impressive, right? Against anybody else, you'd be like, damn, 3? Okay, you're a savage. Merab averages 7 takedowns per fight. Just give me your thoughts, man, on what Cody Stamann can do to stave off this machine in Dvalishvili.
That's a hard one, Derek, because, man, to me, Merab Dvalishvili doesn't get the love he needs because he reminds me of the champ Volkanovski. Same build, same movement style, hits very hard, and like you says, can take you down basically whenever you want. Now, what does Cody Stamann have to do on the feet to kind of nullify that fact? Normally, I would say that, man, take each other's biggest fires away, fight fire with fire, and kickbox, maybe have a kickboxing match out there, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. I don't know if that's I definitely know Merab Dvalishvili won't get in a kickboxing match with you. No matter what, if you throw strikes, he's just going to wear you down, take you on the inside, take you down for a shot. I think Cody Stamann needs to hit him with that D2 wrestling and just take it to him. Put Merab Dvalishvili on his butt, see how he likes it up against the cage, and show him kind of like how DC used to fight, grind it out, put him down, make it work, make him work to get back up, carry your weight. Because Merab Dvalishvili is a big dude. He is pretty thick for the 135-pound division, even though both these guys are lightweights. What do you think?
Well, it's kind of crazy to me because, I mean, if Ricky Simone, right, he was only able to take down Dvalishvili twice, and Ricky Simone is an animal. Now, it was his UFC debut, right? So it's like he's not the same guy that he is today right now, but it was just so impressive to see. Dvalishvili was winning 95% of that fight. He gets caught in a late mounted guillotine in the last, minute of the fight. Doesn't even tap, but the fight somehow, some way got ruled a TKO loss for Dvalishvili, right? So it's like one of those situations where his wrestling is so high level. I don't think so. When you're saying he's not going to engage in a kickboxing match, right? It's like on one hand, I can understand how you could say that, but on the other hand, he does engage in that. He has a lot of spinning techniques. Those Georgian fighters, they use a lot of kind of like Ilya Topuria, right? A lot of those crazy techniques, but he mixes those techniques in as he's wrestling, right? So he'll throw a spinning roundhouse kick and then shoot in for a takedown next and just keep confusing you. Am I going to strike? Am I going to take you down? It doesn't matter because you're going to get hit by something at the end of the day. So the big thing, the catalyst for this fight, which makes me very discouraged for Cody Stamann, because I was going really back and forth on this one. Cody Stamann is absolutely not a slouch, man. He's been on a tear, more or less, since losing to Aljamain Sterling by knee bar, man, 5 fights ago, right? But he has a 64.5-inch reach, and Merab has 68-inch reach, and he's coached by Sarah Longo, right? Ray Longo and Matt Serra in the corner tell him, punch a fucking hole in his chest, bro. Like, that New Jersey style, right? Let me just lastly say this before we give our picks, man, because at the end of the day, judo black belt for Dvalishvili, right? Former Ring of the Combat, 135-pound champ. Most takedowns in bantamweight division with 41. He made the record for most takedowns in a fight against Casey Kenny with 12 takedowns. I don't know if you remember that fight. You know what he did against Gustavo Lopez in the next fight, AJ? He doubled it up. He says, I'm going to break my own record. I'm going to get 13 takedowns, man. Let's see if he can do it again here against Cody Stamann, because I'll tell you, if he can do something crazy like that, it will be very, very impressive. Give me who you think is going to win this fight and why.
Yeah, Derek, this is definitely going to be a grinder because I do back what you said. I definitely don't. Merab Dvalishvili will engage in the kickboxing, but he uses it more as an aggressive act to take you down. And that's where I have him having the advantages in the aggression, even though Cody Stamann has a little bit of what I would consider a technique advantage. Me personally, I got this one as a grinder. It's going to be back and forth, up and down, man. I'm expecting one hell of a firefight with Dvalishvili pulling it out for a decision win at the end. Who you got?
Interesting. I think that this could definitely go back and forth, but I do give Dvalishvili the edge in this fight, and the reason why is because Cody Stamann, he has secured 11 takedowns in his last 5 fights, but out of 32 attempts, man, so only 34%. If he can't wrestle, that reach is going to be a real deal problem. And lastly, he has no finishes in his UFC tenure. He's got a very efficient striking style, but come on, man, Jimmy Rivera won the takedown battle against him in his last fight. So if Jimmy Rivera could win a takedown battle against you, what do you think Merab is going to do, man? I really have a lot of love for Cody Stamann. I think he's a very legitimate contender. Not a prospect, but a contender. But I give it to Merab Dvalishvili via unanimous decision. Just a grind fest, man. So that...